Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man, the channel is no matrix, no simping, all subjects. We got to talk about these teenagers on here, in particular black teenagers in the United States. But it's not just black teenagers. It's some of the white ones, it's some of the Latino ones, it's some of the Asian ones. It's aspects of American life that should be limited and eliminated that are being a negative influence on the teenagers. Now, some people say it comes down to the parents, and in many cases it does. But in some cases, you have people that just do what they want to do, and what they want to do is bad. What they want to do is mischievous. So you can't blame everything on the parents. In fact, I had both parents. Everybody know how good my parents was raising us. But we was setting stuff on fire. We was stealing. We was doing bad stuff as kids. So you can't always blame the parents. Some of this stuff just flat out comes down to the decisions that these teenagers and these kids make. Because a lot of the decisions that they make is not decisions that their parents and their grandparents approve of. And a lot of the decisions that they make are decisions that if their parents and grandparents knew, they would try to talk them out of it. So you can't follow these kids around every second. You got to realize our generation and the generation before us, they didn't have to follow their kids around. So they not going to follow their kids around. They expect that their kids is going to make the right decisions. But I believe that the chaos that we seeing is just a byproduct of those things that are being promoted. Like, look on TV. You have all these shows about drug dealing, gangsters, this, that, and the other. Nobody's making them watch it, but nobody's making them put that on TV either. So it's two sides to every story. Every story. And it's like people thinking that they more powerful with guns and with this and with that, or when they running with this group or running with that group. You can't blame the parents all the way for that. Now, you can blame them in some cases for not having their money right and having their kids around kids that don't do that. Yeah, that's where the parents is at fault. That's where the parents is at fault. But you see other stuff with these teenagers too, like depression. Like some kids can't handle not having friends. Some kids can't handle not having a girlfriend, not having a boyfriend. It affects them all different. It does. And yeah, the parents can help, but some things just, you just can't, there's just nothing you could do about it at the end of the day. Sometimes it's just going to boil down to how that particular teenager is feeling and what they want to do and what they don't want to do. Because you can't control their emotions. You can't control every aspect of their life. And if you try to, it's still not going to be as effective. But with all that being said, these teenagers, they just don't understand that many of them are going to hell every day. They're going to hell every day. Like when I worked in detention, it was rare that no kids came in. Like sometimes in the winter, every now and then, but it was rare. On most days, we got intakes. An intake is basically when they come in there, you process them, and then you take them to one of the pods. And the reason being is because people say, well, their brains don't stop developing until 25. That's not an excuse. It's not. It's just not. Like when I was 16, I wasn't doing everything. Like I used to be like, we'll be out there talking. And I noticed one of my guys in particular, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know if he's watching the video. I don't want to do him like that. He used to get a certain look on his face, I kid you not, when he was finna hop on dirt. So when I used to see, like when we all be in a group, niggas start getting later, I always used to look at him. And when I saw that look, I used to be like, what y'all finna get into? Oh, we finna do this, and that. Hey man, y'all niggas stupid. I ain't going to jail. I used to be like, I'm not going to jail. Man, go on then. You'll scare yourself. It ain't about being scary. It's about being smart. Goodbye. And I would go in the house. Then I'd come out the next day. They all, hey, where everybody at? Man, you ain't hear what happened? Jail, jail, jail. Just going to jail. So as I got older, I knew that I was getting a little, like that little hood stuff was kind of in there. But I said, I'm still not going to jail. So what I started doing, I think I was like maybe 18. What I would do is I would go to the store before they close. They used to close at 9 o'clock. I would go to the store before they close. I would get me some Doritos, some type of candy, crackers sometime, hedgehog cheese. I would take I'd get me a soda. I'd go right in the house. I would watch Hunter, 21 Jump Street, talk on the phone, and then go to sleep. And then I would come out the next day sometime, and they done went to jail. Robbed the Domino's pizza man, took somebody's starter jacket, this, that, like, dude, I knew. So after I got out of college, I was different. But as a teenager, I could tell you. As a teenager, I could think. Sometimes I chose wrong, but I still knew that it was my choice. See, the difference with me and a lot of teenagers is you couldn't peer pressure me. If I didn't want to do it, I ain't do it. If I wanted to, I did. And in most stuff, I was the leader. That's just how I was as a teenager. I was one of the kids on my block that I was one of the older ones. Like, I had a couple guys that was older than me. They done passed away. But then most of the guys, out of the guys that I hung with, I was older than them. So some stuff, they was following my lead. I was the organizer. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. So me being the organizer, even when I got older, it was the same thing. Like, I'd be like, man, forget that. But these teenagers, they try to appease each other. See, in their culture, it's not smart to be smart. In their culture, it's you a lame if you go into class. You don't dress like them rappers. You ain't in none of the gang groups. You a lame. Oh, he a lame, man. He ain't got no fame. Then they end up in DT. So it's like a pressure to fit in by not doing well in school, by being in these groups, being in these stolen cars, doing drugs. And then it's like when you get them by themselves, you start talking to them, you be like, man, this dude is really smart, man. What's the problem? And they be really likable. Like a lot of those guys, when you get them away from their friends, they really smart and they likable guys. The majority of them. Some of them dealing with mental issues, too much trauma when they was young. That's the stuff that fall on the parents when they be addicted to drugs. You just don't realize how much that's going to affect your kids. I know one guy in particular, he just was mad all the time, and I was bumping heads with him, so I had to figure out what is wrong with this dude. Because they kept putting them on my unit because it was practically like I was the only one that could handle them. So after a while, I started figuring them out, and I figured out that it was his mother. Like, his mother had issues. Like, you listen, let me say this to the women and to the girls. When you start dealing with trauma, when you start dealing with death, when you start dealing with these deviant, these perverted guys, you don't try to heal the pain with any type of drugs. You don't try to heal the pain with having babies. You heal the pain by accepting that it happened and moving on to what's best for you. Don't do anything that's gonna make it worse. Don't do anything that's gonna make it worse for somebody that will come after you, like your kid. Drugs are a waste. You get that one high, you'll never get that high again. And after that, you just messing your teeth up, you messing your body up, you gonna mess your heart up. Then one day, you gonna start doing things responsibly and you done messed your heart up. Your heart is enlarged now. You say stuff can happen to the heart. You're right, it does. You can have bad infections, too many infections, and it'll cause your heart to enlarge. That's a lot of different things. But don't you be the one, you trying to shoot up dope because everybody in your family is dying. That's not the answer. So you want to die next? Don't do that kind of stuff. Do responsible stuff. Go on a cruise. Put some sunglasses on and enjoy the sunlight. Don't be doing drugs and trying to be a streetwalker and all that stuff. I'm telling you, man, you're just gonna end up in hell. But this is how teenagers think. When they start dealing with pain and the issues of life, when they can't handle it, they start trying to go deal with drugs. Or when they broke and they just hate being broke and hungry and stuff like that, they think the answer is selling drugs, stealing. They don't realize that before you old enough to work, your charm is your job. You got to make people think, can I help you with this? Can I help you with that? That's how you survive until you can get old enough to get you a job. But if you mess your record up, then a lot of people ain't gonna want to trust you. That's why you gotta realize that life is a marathon race. It's not a sprint. All the people that's sprinting, before life is over, they're gonna be bent down like this, out of breath. Don't you be one of those people. And don't let your kids be like that. It's a marathon race. Learn how to control your emotions. Learn how to control your behavior. Whether you're a teenager or an adult. If you're an adult, give your kids, stop picking with your kids. Oh, you 18 now, you this, you that. Listen. So you knew it was wrong when your parents did it to you. Why you doing it to your kids? Why you doing it to your kids? Let your kids get a job or go to college or whatever they gonna do. Let them, if you not a rich person that can give your riches to your kids, then what you should do is let your kids get a job. Teach them responsibility and let them stack their money. Like tell them, I'm not paying your cell phone no more. You work full time now. Stuff like that. Build their responsibility. Show them, like you dudes, let me tell you something. I want to talk to you hood niggas now. You think you doing something, trying to smash and trying to do that stuff to that girl, then you get her pregnant, and now where you at now? Where you at now? Like, you supposed to be superior to animals. If you get a woman pregnant, now I know sometimes these women be running dudes off, but if you got a kid with her, man, you got to take her to court, man. Some of y'all though, you mess your records up so you can't even go to court. That's why from a teenager up, every step of the way, your decisions matter. Even if you're a little kid, your decisions gonna matter. You gonna mess your life up with bad decisions. I'm telling you. And that's what a lot of them do. They run these red lights, die in cars. Dying in car accident, killing other people. You are doing the work of the losing team, with the losing team being safe. They're gonna lose. It's over for them. And you trying to be on their side. So, the teenagers, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like seeing them coming. And a lot of times I be relieved when I see the ones that's not like that. Like, I be happy for them. Like when I see guys that was in DT and now they got jobs, they trying to be responsible, I be telling them, like, if we can criticize them, we should be able to compliment them. I'll be like, I'm proud of you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay out of trouble, so on and so forth. And I really do be proud of them. So, but this is a hypersexual generation, and that can backfire, and it does. Here's how. So in a hypersexual generation, like, you can't build like bonds of relationship, because with most of these guys, they know that they could just go clap these girls and that's the end of it. And when we was teenagers, man, we had to court the girl. A lot of the girls wasn't like just hoes like that. Like, the majority of them wasn't. You had a couple of them. But now it's like, it's cool. Like, the girls do that to each other. Are you a lame? They call other girls lames for not, like, getting trains ran on them and stuff like that. But y'all teenagers, it's okay to be a lame by their definition. It's okay for you to go to class, not get in trouble. Stay away from trouble dudes. If you know they be stealing cars, carrying guns, starting stuff, all that, why would you be, I grew up with them in kindergarten. So what? You want to live, don't you? You want to be free, don't you? If he don't, then you can't be friends with him no more. That's just all it is to it. So that's another thing. A lot of kids get caught up in the crossfire. Like, it could be one of their guys. Because that's their friend. They see you and they do something to you. When we was younger, it wasn't even like that. Like, if it was this group against that group, like, I remember one time a couple of my guys was fighting, and I thought, I'm just gonna walk away from it because I ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm just watching it, right? I'm thinking I'm gonna just walk away from it. They ran off because, you know, I guess somebody had a gun. I don't know what it was. I'm walking like I ain't got nothing to do with it. He gonna say, man, you was with them, and there was 10 of them. It had to be 10 of them. Hit me. Bang! He hit me. I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm backing up. Because I saw how they was all looking at me. They finna jump me. So he hit me again, so I got to fighting back. And I was winning. But then I saw one of them coming in, like one of the bigger ones. And when I looked at him, I got hit right in the mouth. Bap. Bust my lip. I just took off myself. Next day, he come around. I'm like, I'm finna fight him. I told them, I said, when I see him, I'm finna fight him, this, that, and the other. For one, he knew he couldn't beat me, but he was just mad because he couldn't fight them no more, and he knew all of them, if he didn't beat me, they was gonna jump me. He knew that. That's what I look like fighting him my hardest. They would have just... And when we was younger, people used to be getting messed up in the head from getting stumped. So I was like, my plan, I'm like, man, I'm gonna fight him, this, that, and the other. When I saw him, he got to apologizing, like, so, man, I don't even want to fight you, man. I apologize for that, man. I thought you was with them, this, that, and the other. And I'm looking at him like, man, should I still get him? But the way he apologized, I was like, forget it. But he caught me, he caught me like with a good shot. Cause I looked at the other guy, cause me and him fighting. He hit me first time. Then he hit me again. Then I got to fighting back and I was getting the best of him. And then I looked over there like that and I just felt one coming right in the mouth from him. I took off running. Now, if they wasn't there, man, I would have been suplexing that little dude, folding him up like a blanket. But it was the fact that all of them was there. And they was acting like they was gonna jump me because it used to be us against them. That's just how it always was. A couple times, everybody was fighting. But this particular time, the two guys I was with, they ran off. And the other people that was watching that used to be with us, I think they ran off too. I'm walking like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. He came right up to me. That's how it be. That's why you teenagers have to learn who to be around, who to deal with. Oh, that's my cousin. If your cousin is a troublemaker, so what? Don't hang with them. They gonna call you a lame, so what? You wanna be in jail? You wanna eat that small portions of nasty food and then be hungry? Those guys used to literally beg for food. And we used to tell them, like, I ain't give them nothing for free. I just used to be like, if you clean up, you know I got you. And I had them dropping a dime on each other, and I was giving them stuff for that too. That's how I kept everybody on their toes. They used to call it the Howard Police Department, where I'd be like, hey man, watch these dudes, man. If you see something, man, and you could prove it, I got you. That's what I used to tell them. So, but these teenagers, man, whew, I just don't know what to say about them. They was just fighting at Greek Fest. They was shooting at Juneteenth. They mess up everything. They be down at the lake acting up. I remember the lake just used to be the ultimate chill spot. Not no more. Not no more, because they be down there. But then when the police clamp down on them, oh, you doing them wrong. Listen, if people don't want to do right, there's a place for them. On earth is jail, in eternity is hell. You got to learn how to do the right things, and you got to learn how to do the things that benefit you. And if you can't teach your kids that, you shouldn't have any. Simple as that. All this little living by hood life, jail, you know, the hood life fuels and funds the prison system. Tell me I'm lying. I'm lying? I'm making it up? Okay. Go down the line in any state and look at the charges of the people that's in prison right now. I rest my case. So I just wanted to talk about these teenagers, man. Me personally, I avoid them unless I know them and I know that they ain't gonna do no crazy stuff, say no crazy stuff. But they're destroying these American cities, and then these liberal Democrats who want the chaos slap them on the wrist. The Republicans who in the brotherhood with the Democrats who want the chaos, they find a way to present and allow this stuff too. You gotta realize this. There's people on both sides that's working together to undermine these countries, in particular the United States. They don't have to put these shows on, but yet every time you look, they'll shadow ban my content, freeze my views, and everything, whatever they got to do to keep people from listening to me. But they don't do that to these drug dealing shows. They don't do that to all this stuff that's making these women behave like hoes, like 304s. Anything righteous, anything uplifting is going to be limited and in limited supply. You look at TV all day long, violence. All day long, disrespect. All day long, unrighteous behavior. And then you wonder why these people behave like that. They getting bombarded with unrighteousness and evil. And in the church, you see preachers like Mike Epps. Mike Epps funny, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite comedians. But you see these comedians making a mockery out of preachers. And so some people can't handle that. They see a preacher, they automatically think we all false prophets, fake, and a joke. That's just how it is. But with these teenagers, I'm going to show you the remedy to dealing with these teenagers. When you start limiting what they love, they'll switch up. They'll switch up. When you raise the age limit to everything, y'all don't want to do right, stay fair. You got to be 30 to get in. You got to be 25. You got to be this, got to be that. Everywhere they go, they can't get in. I guarantee you they straighten up. Every time they do something, do not go easy on them. If they shoot somebody, that's automatic, should be automatic prison time. You don't take their life from them if the person like lives or whatever, but you give them enough time to see. And you make sure if you do this again, we double it. See, they go too easy on these people because they want chaos. They steal a car. You're not coming back out here to steal more cars. You give them a little time to think about it and try to rehabilitate their mind. Next time, you get prison time. Next time after that, you get even more. Stop playing with these people. That's just making it worse, man. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. I learned from working in detention that these guys, when they want to behave, they'll behave. If they know something is at stake, they'll behave. I've seen it, man. Like, those guys know, you can't threaten me. I ain't worried about nothing you talking about. When you lay down the law with them, I've seen some of the most rowdiest, worst behaving dudes behave. And that's what y'all gotta learn. You can't try to be their friends, man. You gotta connect with them and show them you mean business first. That's why all the staff that was just giving them everything they want, they talk behind their back, they ain't respect. They might have been talking behind my back too, but they respected me more than them because they knew that I meant business. And then people, this is another problem in closing. People, when they know that's how you do things, they should be on your team. People be like, they be oppy. Like when I was doing stuff, I was effective in how I was running my pod. But the other staff, a lot of them was like being against me, like trying to play both sides. That ain't the way you get things done. That's why everything is all messed up. Because too many people be trying to play both sides and stuff. You can't play both sides. And in these situations, like what we seeing in the United States, you got to pick a side. If you side with righteousness and you side with good neighborhoods, good schools, all that, you can't be over there talking about Wakanda forever. Ain't no Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. As soon as you raise your hand, one of them criminals, the ninja's gonna hit you right in the mouth. Everybody ain't gonna be together. The responsible ones should be together. Everybody else should be in jail, wherever they're gonna be. But we can't keep letting them make things hard for us. We can't enjoy ourselves. I can't even go to Greek Fest without watching a fight. I don't want to see y'all fight. I want to see, if I'm going to watch a fight, it's going to be Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I don't want to see you dudes pulling your pants up, throwing them little weak punches that can easily be blocked. Don't want to see that. If I'm going to watch a fight, Hagler and Leonard back in the day. Now it's Spence and Crawford, something like that. Or Tyson Fury and Usyk. I don't want to see y'all fight. That's why where they go, I stay away from it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. This is The Truth Man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you ain't gonna super chat, if you ain't gonna cash app, if you ain't gonna send the super thanks, then just make sure you hitting the like button on these videos. If you stingy with me, like I'm gonna just take your money and misuse it. You got guys that's paying for prostitutes with your money on YouTube, but yet you giving it to them. Just hit the like button. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And I'll see y'all on the next one.